Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Carnival of Madness. It was written by Alex Gillott and Ian Christensen, who is also our GM. It's available from Drive-Thru RPG, and this is episode 2. Our recap will be done by Shams Sabin as his character, James O'Connor. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Shams?
Jeepers, this has been a crazy night so far. We've taken a detour to this place called Carnival Pandemonium. It's been real groovy so far, but I have this weird feeling that there's just something wrong. Ever since Andy, Jeff, and I went to that fortune teller, Madame Fortuna, we got our tarot cards read, and it was very ominous. The first card was a two-headed girl that eerily resembled that missing girl, Alice Lambert. The left head was malicious, but the right was kind. Dark twins, one form in constant turmoil. Then there was this card of a nude woman with an ebony dagger, something about a ritual, a woman of power from a dark age, a burning scarecrow on a burning throw, a sacrifice, a king has no power without a throne. A broken sky filled with giant wasps. Focusing on a threat gives it the power to harm us. Dozens of predatory eyes, a smoking pistol with a bloody grip. Traveler, do not stray from the path. Evil lurks in dark places. The final card was a burning city skyline, filled with distant screams and laughter, and feral children devouring a woman. And that missing girl was there again, with a dagger in her head. I've never seen tarot cards like those before. After that rattling experience and a bit of Jumbo's fried dough, we entered the costume contest and got second place. I'm really kicking myself for forgetting that wig. We split up after that. Andy, Robert, and Frank went off to see the freak show, while Jeff and I played some carnival games. We made a bet that whoever lost more games would have to run through the carnival naked. I didn't do so hard on the clown dunk, but I won on the end. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, damn it. I missed the smoke sesh.
Excellent. Well, James and Jeff, the two of you were at the ball toss when we left off with you last, I believe, correct?
Skee ball, I think.
Or was it skee ball? Right next to the ball toss, or across from the ball toss. It's about 8:00. You know they're still in the freak show, or you can go back and check to see if they've come out yet. But yeah, do you want to play some more games, or?
Well, fair's fair, Jeff. I mean, James. So I guess I'm gonna strip down to my underwear, and I'll probably run around the merry-go-round if you want to watch.
Oh, by all means. I want to get some more of
Jumbo's. Better keep up. I start the strip.
Okay. Yeah, you get a lot of people eyeballing you because you're taking off your whole Fred get up, right? Mm-hmm. So what you got? You've got how many shirts is that? I mean, you got the sweater and not an ascot, but he's got the scarf, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're wearing it right now, literally, right? So
yes.
How long does it take you to take all this stuff off? Like,
probably 10, 15 seconds.
Okay, nice. So you just peel it right off.
Just yank it off. I toss them the stuff, like carry this.
Excellent. And so you're kind of standing in the middle of the games, kind of midway here, or whatever you call it, you know. So which way are you running? Where are you running to?
I'm gonna run towards the merry-go-round.
Excellent. Okay, so you're running. You haven't gone to the games yet. So you go running past the freak show. You know, the carnival or the freak show Barker is still putting on his spiel about all the marvelous sights inside the freak show. You go running past the main tent. Lots of families are looking at you. What the hell is this guy doing? You're in your boxers or whatever, right? Or your briefs, guy.
They're heart-shaped boxers.
Heart-shaped
Nice.
boxers, nice.
Heart patterned.
So yeah, you come running up and you can hear the music playing in the carousel and the Ferris wheel itself, which is called the Wheel of Fate. You can see the paint. Actually, if you look at your map, you can even see the sign on the side of it there. And of course, there's the Lupa plane going in the background. You could do a whole lap around the games. There's people lined up for pretty much everything, especially the Wheel of Fate. It's got a lot of people there. Where are you going to go from there? Then run out towards the asylum, out the other wing, the other arm of the Carnival?
Yeah, might as well. I said I'd do a lap around the whole thing.
You're going to lap the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So then you go running past Performers Row. It's a little after 8:00, so we have the marvelous Baron Vladislav on stage. Let me see here. That's the wrong thing. Baron Vladislav, Carnival Center. Pardon me. Performers Row. 8:00 p.m. Oops, I went too far. There we go. That is 8:30. That's 8:00. So the marvelous Baron Vladislav is on stage. He's got dark hair and a black robe trimmed with gold. And as you go running by, he's got a wooden table covered with a long yellow cloth. And he's got Carmina Burana playing on a record player in the background.
I definitely want to catch my breath and stop. And this has got my attention. Okay. So I'm just going to be in my underwear watching this.
So the Baron makes a dramatic gesture and causes a pillar of sulfurous fire and smoke to erupt behind him. He immediately begins a series of wordless conjurings, such as producing ravens out of an iron pot, tossing a ball of fire at the audience that explodes into a shower of paper flowers. And in his finale, which is beginning, he does an incantation, spins in a circle, and vanishes, leaving just his cloak on the floor empty. And the audience starts to applaud. Sorry?
I said bravo. It's a really good show.
Bravo.
And he bows, and the announcer comes up and says, in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, Rattlesnake Archie will take the stage. And you get a lot of people looking at you, and some people are a little bit kind of probably turned off by people with little kids, but one dude comes up to you, and he's looks like he's maybe in his 30s, and says, "Hey man, did you lose a bet or something?"
Oh yeah, I lost.
I haven't seen much security around here, but there was a cop passing out flyers earlier. You might want to steer clear of him in that state.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably get my clothes back now from James.
Yeah,
James, did you run around the carnival with him so far?
Yeah, I mean, I was carrying his clothes, and I wanted to see this. So, and especially, I feel like I would have saw the Baron as well. It's too fairly interesting.
And he hasn't finished his lap yet. He's still got to do the.
You've already lived up to the bet. You've ran around most of the carnival, anyways. I don't want to get you arrested.
Yeah, well, it was a good bet. So,
indeed. Well, do we want to get some food or maybe just go back to see if we could catch up with them at the freak show or what?
I mean, if they're still busy at the freak show, if you want to look at this Archie guy, the master of knives, it says here on the flyer.
Yeah, actually, I think that does sound pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes. What could hurt?
What could hurt?
All right. So the announcer comes out on stage and says, "Now join me in welcoming to the stage one of the most dangerous men you'll never see coming. Raised in the pitiless deserts of the American Southwest, he's trained in the art of throwing blades for nearly 4 decades. You may have seen him as just another friendly smile along the carnival midway, but he is so much more than that. The Carnival Pandemonium is proud to present Rattlesnake Archie, Master of Knives. And the crowd applauds. There's quite a few people, a few dozen people at least, probably like maybe around 50 people standing here in front of the stage kind of area watching. A lot of kids too. And you see a man you might have seen earlier on the midway at the knife throwing booth. He comes up to the stage. Did you see him? I can't remember, David. You didn't do knife throw, did you?
I don't think we did.
I don't think you did. So Archie is he's got dark hair. He's in his mid-30s, average. Looks to be in his mid-30s anyway. He's average height, weight. He's got a clean-cut shirt, black slacks, shiny black shoes, and red suspenders. A stark white apron hangs around his waist with several throwing knives tucked neatly in a series of pockets. And as he comes to the stage for the knife throw, performance row. Oops, too far again. Rattlesnake Archie. He's followed on stage by a pair of carnies that carry a wooden door modified to stand on its own. And once it's all set up, Archie removes a line of 6 knives from his belt that shine like mirrors in the light. As you watch, his hands flick 6 times so quickly that you barely see him move. The knives almost magically appear in the target door with loud cracks, each landing just outside the perimeter of a human silhouette that's painted on the door. Archie turns to the audience with a big, friendly smile and says, "May I have one volunteer from the audience?" And he begins to look around.
I'm gonna whisper to James, I think
several
they need
hands
their,
are already up, but he seems to kind of ignore them as he's looking around.
I think
I'll
they
raise
need a
my
fair
hand.
maiden, right, Daphne?
Well, if they've got a wig,
We don't need a. I'm gonna push James forward.
yeah, my hand is raised as well.
No problem. He brings you up on stage, and the audience applauds you. He has you stand in front of the silhouette and says, "Now, I want you to stand here and remain very, very still.
You got it, boss.
Very still," he says again. And then if you want, you can make a psychology check, actually.
Oh, okay.
He's got full eye contact. He's focusing on you. The crowd didn't hear what he said to you, but
Might be one of the nights where my dice are hot, because that is an 07 out of 50.
So you feel very nervous all of a sudden. And it becomes almost an active fear as he begins to kind of walk away and turn towards you, pulling out several more knives. And as you're kind of looking at him and he's holding these knives looking at you, you feel like an active fear coming over you. And you see him for what you think he truly is. And this guy is a killer. You can give me a sanity check, please.
I can see the look of death in his eyes.
To see how still you stand as he gets ready to throw 6 more knives at you.
Yeah, so about that. I
failed?
rolled a 56 and I have 53 right now.
Okay. How much did you start with?
60.
So you're in trouble once you hit 40. No, once you hit 50.
I'm
right?
5 points
48
away
Yeah, 48.
from the bad zone.
Okay, you're gonna lose 2 more points of sanity just as you're staring this down. And you do twitch after the first knife hits just near your head on the right side. And he's already in the process of throwing the second and third. So you twitch a little bit, and you have a moment of fear as you wonder if any of these 6 knives, which he ends up throwing in a few seconds, you're worried if any of them hit you. But even with your arm kind of raised towards your face from when the first knife hit, he's perfectly outlined you with these 6 knives. The audience immediately erupts into applause. I don't know if you do or not, Jeff. That's up to you. But
I'm just kind of frozen and taking it in. I'm just going to slowly stumble forward and off. I'm stiff as a board.
He comes up and he like helps you down gracefully. Like just hold a hand out to help you move and step down from the stage, or towards the
he takes my hand
stairs
and,
off the stage.
that makes a shiver go up my, because I'm just like, oh, he's touching me. Oh,
He says, I told you not to move.
sorry, sir. I lost my nerves.
And he kind of helps you over to the stairs down off the stage. And then he does some more tricks, continues to do tricks as you go down and join Jeff. Having an assistant hold a balloon for him to break with a knife. Then they put a celery stick in their mouth, which he cuts in half expertly. And for his finale, he throws 3 knives blindfolded while the assistant holds their hand flat against the surface of the target. And all 3 blades land around the hand.
Huh.
That was so cool, James. Like,
his eyes, Jeff. He's got the eyes of a killer.
killer. I mean, I heard some of these tricks are safe because those knives, they must have been like magnetized or something.
I sure hope so. I think I want to get another drink.
Okay, and then we can meet up with the rest of the gang.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna
Back
head
to the
up to
rest
the
of the
old
gang.
by the barrel and then freak show.
Back to the rest of the gang inside the freak show. You're coming up to as Nino Escaraballo, right?
Yeah.
That's Exhibit E, I think. Or
Guys,
is
this is pretty
It's E.
scary in here. Some of these freaks are wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. We'll definitely say the Fishman was kind of weird. The tattoos, it was odd.
Yep. Yeah, they're all a little weird, man.
So, Tom, we're going to go with a phobia of tattoos for you, for your underlying madness, for
Right.
character Andy's underlying madness. Right? As we discussed. So, you have anytime you're around tattooed people, you'll get a penalty die on any actions or rolls you have to make of that sort, except for sanity rolls.
I get distracted by looking at them and seeing if they're going to move.
Right. So you guys are moving into Exhibit E, and in here, a similar display, set up as all the previous exhibits. Beneath a single overhead light is a 2-foot diameter glass cylinder sitting on top of a stained and battered wooden crate. The vessel is about 4 feet tall and sealed at either end with partially corroded brass caps, held in place with stout, square-headed bolts. The ghastly thing suspended within the cloudy yellow liquid looks vaguely like an oversized fetus, but instead of having arms, it has dozens of insectoid legs that curl around it. Where the face should be are dozens of beetle black eyes of various sizes and a wide, distended mouth. A long, slug-like tongue hangs halfway down its length, and you can see a kind of sphincter or mouth on the end of it. You watch in horror as the terrible specimen twitches its chitinous legs and emits a wet, gurgling coo. This requires a sanity check from all 3 of you.
Yeah. holy
Oh
shit.
boy.
As I take another puff.
Yeah, you lit that up in the cannibals
Yep.
room? No, even before that, right? The sale.
Yeah.
94 out of 60 or
But
53.
the weeb's on my side, 27.
I failed.
Okay,
That's
so
60.
success. You lost 1, Frank. How did you do, Andy?
I failed miserably.
Okay. Andy, you're going to lose 2 more and have another bout of madness, which we'll come to in a second.
I just probably passed my threshold for sure.
For you, Robert, yeah. Actually, I only rolled a 1.
That is past my threshold.
That hit your threshold? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. What kind of underlying insanity can we give you? Well, let's see what we get for your bouts of madness first, shall we?
I'm afraid of baby insects.
I'm afraid of fetuses.
First, I want to look at your bouts of madness. So, Andy, go ahead and roll a D4 and a D10.
D4 and a D10. Where's that D4?
I'll just roll the D4 first, actually, because depending what you roll, I might have you
One.
roll a D10. A 1? Okay, then roll a D10. Yep.
8.
8. You become disoriented and suddenly have a difficult time focusing on anything. You get the names of your companions messed up. You're going to have trouble navigating like a room or the carnival. Yeah, so you're going to be confused for several rounds until it's no longer, probably until you move on to the next exhibit. And for yourself, I need the same, a D4, please, there for, sorry, it was a Robert.
Robert.
Frank's
You
fine.
okay?
Frank lost 1 point, and you haven't hit your threshold yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
You okay, Andy? You okay, man?
So you're all startled. You all lost Andy. But
I don't know, Jeff.
Robert, what'd you roll on the D4?
D4, I got a 4.
Okay, so in that case, it's 2. Give me 2 D10s, please.
Am I Jeff? What?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Robert.
3.
Something weird's going on.
Okay, and another D10. Did you roll 1 D10? It was a 3.
I rolled 2 of them together.
Oh, you rolled a 1 and a 2?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cool. In that case, interesting. So you're gripped by the sudden feeling that you're destined to suffer. Escape is impossible. You're trapped in here with this fucking moving bug baby thing, which is 4 foot tall cylinders. So it's not exactly small. It looks kind of like a fetus, but it's not fetus sized. It's moving. You don't know how you can get back. If you go back, you got to go past that fucking cannibal woman again. And it's dark because they only light one exhibit at a time. So yeah, you're just kind of emotionally overtaken by that. And also, although you won't notice this yet, I'll need a spot hidden check from Frank because he's the only one who's not mad at the moment.
Yeah.
Frank's here?
Yes.
Well, that was a 90, so I'm not seeing shit because I'm more focused on the fact that I think I'm out of my mind because Andy keeps calling me other names and I'm that high. I think I'm actually might be called Jeff
I
and
don't
not
know.
Frank.
I'm sitting here standing in front of a talking dog. I don't understand this at all.
I don't think I'm gonna make it, guys. This is
We need to get out of here.
yeah.
Robert and Andy, just have a puff.
Do you want to push through to the next exhibit? Just quickly get the hell out of here.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll try.
I definitely
I'll try usher them both on.
Okay. So as soon as the light indicates you can move on to the next exhibit, you guys push out to get away from this thing, and it twitches again just before you do. Getting out of there, you start to feel a little bit better, Robert and Andy. Your confusion kind of wears off as
Frank, I need another puff, man. I need another puff.
What the fuck was that?
You're gonna have to light another joint then because your first joint's definitely gone out by now.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing here, man.
Well,
You're trying to
hang on.
You're smoking too much of that stuff. It's getting in the air and it's I'm turning into a.
Don't worry.
As you walk into the fantastic Frogman exhibit, you can see a 5-foot diameter wooden tub that looks as if a massive barrel has been cut down to make it. It's roughly 4 feet deep with rusty steel bands binding the wooden planks. It has several deep scratches and gouges on the rim as if something rough is regularly scraped against it. The tub is nearly overflowing with murky, brackish water that reeks of tide pools and forgotten seaports. And sitting within is presumably a man, though his unsettling deformities make his heritage or age very difficult to guess. As you take in his appearance, it's impossible not to think that he's misnamed because he looks more like a fish than a frog. He has a narrow head with bulging, watery blue eyes that don't blink, a flat nose, a receding forehead and chin, and undeveloped ears. His long, thick lips and coarse-pored grayish cheeks are almost beardless, except for some sparse yellow hairs that straggle and curl in irregular patches. and in places the surface seems oddly irregular, as if peeling from some terrible skin disease. His hands are large, heavily veined, and have a unusually mottled pattern. His fingers are strikingly short in proportions to the rest of the hand and are curled in closely into the huge palm. His lower half is mercifully concealed beneath the water, but his head, arms, and torso are predominantly grayish-green with hints of blue in the modeling. There's a pallid white belly, slick and rubbery, and along the sides of his neck, you can see deep creases that palpitate as he breathes. After a moment, you realize they're gills.
What the fuck? Are you okay, man?
He should have won the costume contest.
He would have won first place for sure.
Are you okay in there?
I'm going to need sanity checks from all three of you again.
And I'll walk closer to the glass because I'm convinced this man's probably in a lot of pain.
Yeah, they're bars, actually. It's behind bars, but yeah.
Oh, God.
I just barely passed.
Oh, my God. I got an 04. What is with my...
55 out of 53.
Okay, so for the pass, for Andy, you lose 1 point. For Frank, you passed. You also lose 1 point. You still haven't hit your threshold? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
And for Robert, you failed, yeah?
Yep.
You lose 2 more points. And you were already past your threshold, right?
Yes, I am.
What's your underlying insanity from the bug boy paranoia thing? Not paranoia, it was more like dread.
Yeah, just like hopelessness and
So what kind of underlying insanity do you want to have? Some kind of phobia or mania?
Yeah,
Usually.
probably like a phobia. I definitely don't like anything that looks like a fetus for sure.
Okay. So
Or
fear of babies. You can have a fear of babies or a fear of bugs. A fear of babies.
Yeah. Oh no, let's go with bugs. More rational.
Insectophobia.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Baby
You can
bugs.
write that down in your character sheet somewhere, whatever you want to do. Take a note. You have insectophobia now. And that's going to be Bots of Madness from both of you. So roll 2 more. Or each of you roll a d4, please.
Each of who?
Andy and Robert, because you're both already insane. So every time you lose sanity, you have about a madness.
So what do I roll?
D4, please. For my all optional charts that are featured here in Carnival.
I got a
Madness.
1 again.
Okay, so another D10, please, Tom. And what did you roll?
7.
A 2. Okay, so Tom, you will fixate on something related to the source of your sanity loss. In this case, you're fixated on this fishman creature. You may try to rationalize the experience, or you might try to develop an explanation that you're absolutely certain is true, even if it's not. But you're just kind of obsessed now with kind of explaining this thing away.
It's got to be a rubber suit. He's wearing a rubber suit.
You rolled a 2. I also need a D10 then from you, please, for Robert.
10.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. So as Andy, you're staring at this thing, trying to explain it away. Frank, you're just like smoking and taking a look at it. It's weird for sure, but you're not freaking out or anything. But Robert, you feel you're wet. Your neck is wet. You can feel like something running down your neck into your collar.
Like I'm seeing like how like gross he looks and stuff like that, and all slimy and stuff. I'm starting to feel like that.
Probably maybe you just kind of reflexively reach up and feel at it.
Yeah, just like
and you pull your hand away and there's blood.
Oh. Did I cut myself? Hey, Frank,
you have a gash on your neck.
Dude, are you bleeding?
I don't know.
He's totally bleeding. And now that you look at him, Andy, he looks different. And you'll notice this too, Frank, if I assume you turn to look when he says he's bleeding, right?
Yeah, I do.
You guys
What's
both notice
going
his
on?
hair. His hair has begun to. It's gone gray in certain sections. Looks like he looks like he's aged. He looks like he's aged about 10 years.
We got to get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck?
I don't think I can handle it, boys.
Let's just push past the. I don't care if it's dark or not. We know where we're going. We're just going straight ahead.
Oh man, we need to get you out of here, Robert.
Let's go. You're bleeding. Hey, everybody, stop the show. We got to get out of here. He's bleeding.
You do know. I hate to say it, Andy. I don't think
The
they're
frog
gonna...
man, the frog boy just stares at you with his non-blinking eyes.
We just got to put.
Do you want to check the wound?
Yeah.
First aid? I mean, this room is lit for the moment anyway. Who has first aid?
I have 45 in first aid, so
I've
give
got
it a
50.
go. We'll both give it a go.
I basically jammed my fingers in it. I got a 98. So I'm just,
I got an 85. So
Okay.
wait,
not
what
doing
is this?
So
I get both my fingers in it.
So you hadn't actually lost any points of damage yet. It was a pretty superficial wound. It's just a minor cut. Actually, it's not very deep. You didn't hit any arteries or anything. But it's strangely reminiscent of one of the gills. He has multiple gills, Frog Boy, but strangely reminiscent of like one of his gills, the way it's positioned on his neck, and and his hair has definitely gone gray, like in patches. He doesn't look well.
We got to get out, or just push forward.
Yeah.
Don't
Keep
bother
going.
to look.
Robert,
Okay, so you go up to and the light appears for you to move on to the next room, and the curtain slides aside with the metallic scrape. Standing in the center of the next exhibit is a 6-foot taxidermied creature that looks a bit like a bear standing on its hind legs. The head looks like a combination of wild hog and wolf. The foreclaws are like those of a big cat, such as a mountain lion, and the rear legs are hooved like a buffalo. It has an alligator-like tail curled off behind it. The fur is dirty, matted, and the creature's posed as if rearing up to attack. The sign says El Chupacabra. There's a strong smell of musk in the room. It has a pair of yellow eyes gazing ferociously at you, and there's a big red button, on the wall next to the exhibit. It says, "Press here."
Well, I thought we were just going to push through and not.
Okay, you're going to push through to the next room?
You
the
two
darkness?
Frank gets a bit.
I just thought I'd describe it. It only takes you a moment to take it all in as you're passing
Frank,
through.
your
Right?
friend is
With him hot.
bleeding.
With him high, he kind of just presses the button out of curiosity. He's still walking, but he just presses the button and continues walking.
Okay. As you press the button, the white light that's lighting the room goes out and it goes dark for a second, and a black light comes on a second later. A loud recording plays. It sounds like a lion's roar. Like the sound on what is it? Was it what film company is it on TV with the lion?
MGM.
MGM. It was MGM. Yeah, the MGM lion. It's not as a roar, exactly sounding like that. Also, I need spot hidden checks now that it's in black light. Everything's different.
I see it, but
Let me know if anybody gets a hard success.
Nope.
Just got a regular
Okay,
I didn't even succeed.
5 out of 50.
Andy. There's no
I
sanity
failed.
checks.
I
here so
failed.
far.
I failed.
You failed. Okay, cool. No problem.
I'm sorry.
And then the black light goes out and the white light comes back on.
So I'm just trying to push our way through.
So you push through the curtain into the next exhibit. It's dark.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
guys
just gonna
following him?
Yeah.
Move forward
Yeah,
and try to.
I'm trying to stick
I'm-
close to my
okay.
friend.
I'm
I'm
all
more confused.
So you're fumbling about into the exhibit. You can't quite see where you are, and then fumble about. You finally find the way into the next one. You think you hear while you're in this first room past El Chupacabra in the dark, fumbling around. You think you hear like a hissing sound, like a serpentine kind of sound. But then you just push through into another dark room, and it's very quiet. You push your way through there, and you get to another one. Which is partially lit just by the exit sign
Right.
beyond it. And as you kind of walk through, you'll see lit by the red light of the exit sign. You can see the exhibit sign says the Yeti, and you think you could see something shit like some kind of a large crate or almost like a coffin-shaped crate, but it's too big inside that exhibit. But and then you see the exit door, Andy. You just go straight out back into the carnival.
I go straight out and I hold the door open, and I go, "Come on, you guys, get out!"
I'm going.
Robert, we need to get you some medical help.
Yeah, for sure.
What was the point of that button? I know I shouldn't have pressed it, but what the?
I don't know. Just turning the lights out probably scare everyone.
Fucking pointless. We are walking. What?
Yeah, walk out.
I'm holding on to Robert.
That's cool. Andy, as you step out into the carnival, give me a sanity check.
Fail.
I've got my spliff in my mouth, holding on to Robert, helping.
You can pull up my image here again. My map. There, I got it. Okay. So you come out of the freak show. The exit's on that end. So you can see the main tent in front of you. The rides are right off to your right. Right. There's, the tilt-a-whirl and the Wheel of Fate and all that. And the music is all playing, but it's distorted now. And it's very like off key and slow and just weird. And you see lots of carnival goers passing back and forth, some going into the rides, some coming out of the rides and going out towards the food tents, some going out to play games. And you get a really disconcerting feeling. Like you feel like everybody's looking at you with a malicious intent. And you turn around probably for the solace of your friends to say, Jesus Christ, what's going on? And they're not there.
Guys.
Just the door is closed behind you.
Guys. I'm going to try to open the door.
You can't because it only opens from the inside. It's one of those push door things.
So I'm going to stand there for a second, banging on the door, going, guys, come on. The door's right over here. And if they don't respond, I'm going to run around to the front of the freak show.
How long are you going to wait before you run around?
I'm kind of panicked. So I'm waiting, a minute.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to run around. You
run back around to the entrance.
And I'm going to yell. I'm going to tell the guy, my friends are hurt. They're stuck inside.
Oh, the carny at the entrance.
Yeah.
No, fantastic.
I probably have blood on my hands because I touched Robert.
Yeah, you do have a little bit for sure. And the carny here, right, middle-aged man, round, friendly face, short, stocky, balding head. I described him before. Scruffy beard and mustache, very hairy arms. His clothes look too small for him and very secondhand.
They're stuck just inside.
He looks at you and says, "What? Excuse me? Sorry."
They're stuck just inside the exit. The door closed and it won't open, and my friend's bleeding.
All right, hang on a second. Hey, you boy, come here. Take over here for a second, and don't let anybody else in. Just tell them we're closed for a few minutes. I got to check something out. And he says, "Jesus, what happened to you?" He says, "Are you okay?" He looks at your hands.
We don't know. We were looking at the fish guy, and my friend suddenly got cut on something.
Yeah, and they're trapped inside. You said, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check it out. And he walks around with you back around. Towards the exit side. He says, "Sure you kids weren't messing around with anything you weren't supposed to?"
No.
You didn't try getting into any exhibits, did you?
No. We stayed away
some
from
of the some of them can be kind of aggressive.
Yeah. No.
Did your friend do something stupid, get himself hurt?
You quit trying to blame us.
I'm just saying. Nobody else had a problem, just you. And you get around, and then the door opens up, and a group of girls come running out, kind of laughing about the Yeti. Oh, that was so fake! Can't believe people fall for that Oh, but that frogman was really cool, wasn't he? And
Robert, Frank.
and he catches the door before it closes, and you go in, and yeah, there's the Yeti exhibit, still lit because they've just finished up. You can see like a big kind of crate-like thing with a look like a mummified remains or something, or some kind of stuffed suit or something, maybe of a 10-foot tall creature with razor sharp claws,
Where'd they go,
hands that can
guys?
hold an entire man's head.
Guys, where are you? Come on, where are you?
And you go
A little ways in.
a little ways in, yeah, and he pushes buttons as you go in. Actually, no, he's got a flashlight. You got to go in. You walk through, and you walk all the way back to the entrance. And you see a line of people waiting anxiously to get in who've already bought tickets. He says, "See, told you. This isn't some kind of prank or something, is it?
Well, you saw us go in. I don't know. Maybe
you just wanted to inconvenience us. Your friends are probably getting some
maybe
food
they
or
came
something,
out.
lady.
Maybe
they went to the toilet.
Maybe they came out when I was talking to you.
Yeah, well, don't waste my time anymore. I got a job to do here." And he goes, "Sorry, folks. Sorry about the delay. You can start back up again. Yeah, it's your turn. You guys can go in. Yeah, no problem."
So I'm going to go running around looking for them.
Okay, so that's Robert and Frank. You guys come walking out, and of course, you're coming through the dark, and so you're coming out into the lights of the carnival. It's a little disorienting, but you hear the music playing, and you're very close to the rides. You hear shouting, people having a good time. For you, Robert, it's a little bit distorted, but not as bad as nowhere near as bad as what poor Andy's going through. But you guys look around and you don't see Andy. He was in front of you. You saw him go through the door right before you did, but you don't see him anymore.
Was the door still open whenever he had held it for us, or did it just shut on he shut the door on us and then walked off?
What's your luck?
My luck's 55.
No, the door did shut for an instant, and then you pushed it open.
Okay.
He was maybe 6 feet ahead of you, and the door shuts almost instantly. So,
why did he shut the door on us? I thought he was holding the door for us, Frank.
Yeah. Let me get that. I'm still holding on to you. Got one arm just around you, and then I push it open or whatever, and then I go have a bit of a steak. I just put it in your mouth.
Yeah, people just coming through. Carnival's going on.
Come on, let's go get you sat down, and I'll go see if I can. We'll get you sat down, and we'll just see if I can get the attention of someone. I don't want to leave you just sitting.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that place, dude. That place, I don't know. I don't like it. Oh God, there's a bug.
Whoa! I don't think what's wrong?
Dude, I just saw like a bug fly by. I didn't know. I don't know.
Are you sure you're not taking anything a little stronger?
No. I'm not. I swear. I'm good. I'm calm.
Okay. We go find somewhere to sit, and I sit him down. I take a look at his wound a bit more.
Yeah, it's very superficial. You guys probably almost made it worse poking at it, trying to make it better, but it's fine. It's not severe. Like you cut yourself shaving and it bleeds a bit.
Just a small little. Robbie will be fine. I think.
Nick.
I think Andy was
a good size, a good length nick, I should say.
I think Andy was blowing out of proportion.
You still have no idea how you did it.
Yeah, I have no clue.
How did you do it when we're in a room? It was just three of us.
I just had my neck. I felt like it was sweating and stuff like that, and I just touched it, and it's blood.
So you guys are walking over the nearest place with benches and seats is the in the food area. So as you guys are kind of walking over that way,
I am keeping an eye out for Andy as well while we are walking.
Of course, yeah. You'll see James and James and Jeff You guys were heading to get a drink, right?
Yeah.
So you'll see them just coming out of
They
the away from the by the barrel tent with their drinks. What did you get to drink?
Just a beer.
Yeah, a Gansett or a PBR.
PBR.
Okay. What about
I'll
yourself,
take a
Jeff?
Gansett.
All right.
I'm waving them over.
Yo, how was the freak show?
Have you seen Andy?
No, I haven't.
No. Robert, did you get flour in your hair?
No. Wait, what?
You guys should. That freak show is weird. Like some of them, it's super weird, and it's affected Andy and Rob a bit more. They were
Dude,
having.
I wouldn't go.
Halfway through.
That's weird, Frank. What was your favorite one?
My favorite one was the Carnival.
Oh,
Mainly
too bad I missed that one.
know.
I just like the exit. It was my favorite.
However, we didn't get to see it all because Andy wanted to get Robert out because of the little nick on his neck.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, that looks
Okay.
kind of. You okay?
I don't know, man. It was miserable, dude. I did not have fun.
Yeah, where's Andy? We got to check out the asylum.
He held a door for us, and then he just shut it.
He just slammed the door on us.
Didn't slam the door.
Frank's exaggerating. Okay?
You smoke way too much weed, Frank.
Yeah, he was trying to let us get out, and then he just shut it.
Maybe you should
And-
lay off on the devil's lettuce.
Everybody make a sanity roll that's present, not Andy. Andy's somewhere else.
Hey,
You're muted,
Also,
Tom,
guys,
but-
I'd steer clear of that knife thrower guy.
I
RP,
failed.
I got bad feelings
I
about him.
passed.
failed
I
by
failed.
one.
No, I 64,
39 out
51.
of 50.
All
I
right.
failed.
So a pass, you'll lose no sanity. On a fail, you'll lose 1 sanity.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's insane and just lost sanity already?
If I lose one more point, I'm at my threshold, but
Okay.
Not yet.
Fine.
I'm indifferent still, but I don't know if you need anything.
Yeah,
from
that's
me.
what I mean. You have underlying
okay.
insanity. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
lost a point. Yeah.
I did not lose a point.
Oh, then you're fine. If you
Oh,
pass
okay,
insanity,
cool.
that's fine. If you have an indefinite insanity, who all has an indefinite insanity? Let me take track of that right now.
I think it's just
So the
Robert
fear of
and Andy.
Robert and Andy. Yeah, Andy has the tattoos. Write that down. And for you, was it bugs or babies?
Bugs.
Bugs.
I hate bugs.
Bug baby. All right. Or bug boy. Nino Escalante bio. Yeah, bug boy. So you guys are sitting there and you just get like particularly those of you who failed this and get a real kind of chill.
Oof.
That is a cool October night after all, but still it's just a little disturbing. And Frank, somebody comes up and tugs on your costume a little bit from behind.
Well, I do have a tail on the costume, so
Yeah, they tug on your tail a little bit.
what the fuck? Get off my tail! And I
And you
look
turn
down.
around, you see a young girl.
Oh, I hide the split beat. But, oh, hello.
She says, "You're a bad man.
What?
You let your friend get lost in pandemonium, and then you just left them to wander off on their own. You're never going to see him again."
I did.
And then
no
she
such
turns
thing.
around and runs off into the
He left
into the
us.
crowd.
You, what a fucking bitch!
Did we see that?
Yeah,
What did that girl look like? Did she look like
if
the
you're
wanted?
looking,
Yeah,
Hmm?
did she look like the wanted poster girl?
she
Alex
very much
Lambert.
did. Yeah, she very
Oh
much did.
man.
She was wearing like a different kind of costume, but like face wise, hair wise, yeah.
Hey,
Totally
wasn't
different.
that the wanted poster girl, Alice Lambert?
This is why I
No
don't.
clue.
That's
There
why I
is
don't
something
Have,
wrong going on here.
that's why I don't have kids. The fucking asshole.
Wait, no, but she's supposed to be missing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be missing if you're like around a lot of people, can you?
I unroll that wanted poster that I have.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the security booth.
Yeah, that's the girl, Frank.
Yeah, I want to go to the security booth to just report that.
Can I do a self-reflective like sanity roll for that? Because
Totally can. Absolutely.
Because he drops his spliff as he's just having that sudden realization.
Yeah, give it.
Frank, what are you doing? Why would you drop that?
I did pass.
Okay. You pass, so you lose 1 point of sanity.
Yeah, I did lose my spliff as well.
Yeah, you dropped your spliff. That's your moment of self-control loss when you lose sanity. So,
and I won't
spliff
light
goes in the
another
mud.
one. I won't light another one unless it gets really stressful. Maybe. I can't promise anything. Guys, what the fuck?
Well, we need to find Andy for sure.
We can probably ask the security booth if they've seen someone in a Velma costume.
Hang on. Do you know what she said to me?
What?
She said to me, I'm a bad man because I let my friend get lost in Pandemonium, and we're never going to see him again, and I'm a bad person.
What are you talking about? He left us.
Kids these days.
And then she runs. Oh, fucking bitch.
Oh, the missing girl. Wasn't she supposed to be missing from a mental hospital?
True.
So it sounds like just a crazy kid, if you ask me.
We should let the that cop know.
No,
Maybe
I agree.
security.
We should do that.
Yes.
Maybe we can ask around for Andy.
Yeah.
We should go find it. Yeah, and then
you guys finish your beers, or just take it with you. Head to the security.
Chug it.
Yeah, I'll chug it.
Okay. Probably needed that. Head towards the security tent. Andy, we left with you upset and being kind of chided a bit by the freak show, Carney.
I'm probably running over towards the if there's a show going on at what is it, 22, the Performers Row, to see if the guys are in the crowd, if they just got distracted and went there.
As you're looking, you saw there was a line of people still annoyed waiting to go into the freak show. But as you look back now, you don't even see most of those people there anymore. There's only a couple of people standing at the door to the freak show. And one of them is the Carney himself. But as you're looking around, you see a lot less carnival goers, where there was hundreds of people you saw running around before, basically. There, you see maybe dozens. Everything's really, really sparse. And as you look over at the Wheel of Fate, it's not even turning. Music's still playing, but the Wheel of Fate's motionless. The sky, as you kind of look up, has gotten really, really dark. You can't see any stars. You don't really see any clouds either. And you're kind of making your way over to Performers Row, which is very nearby.
That would kind of be the natural place for somebody to go if they left the freak show. So,
right.
So I assume they might be there.
Oops, I went the wrong way. Let me do it this way. Over to Performers Row again. What time is it? Let's see. For you, it's probably, I know what time it is. Okay.
14. 39. It's 39 for me.
39 what?
Just 39. That's random, insane number.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as you go walking over to the, and you're a little bit dazed. You're a little bit just kind of confused now at this point,
right?
Because it doesn't make sense. Your friends were right behind you. Now they're gone. You almost feel like you're at a different carnival even at this point. Everything looks even older than it was before. You see a lot less people here, and instead of seeing malicious people angry at you like you saw when you were coming out of the freak show, now everybody looks kind of freaked out and afraid. They actually look like you feel in a lot of ways, probably. But you can see there's a man on the stage. He's very short, only about 5 foot tall, very thin, clean shaven head and face. He's very lean. Looks almost like he's carved from stone. And he is putting burning torches into his mouth, transferring fire on his tongue and blowing out huge cones of fire from his mouth over the heads of the couple of people standing here looking. Yeah.
I'm looking more around at the crowd because I want to see if I see my friends anywhere.
Yep, you don't see your friends anywhere.
Maybe they took Robert to the bathroom to clean him up. So I look for the nearest restrooms and head that direction.
The nearest porta potties to your location. You're here at Performers Row. You were coming to the free show. Oh yeah, there's those right there on the other side of the main tent, right beside right by the food tents area. So you walk over there. You don't see them standing outside any of the porta johns.
I'll yell, guys!
You don't see anybody standing outside the porta johns.
Guys, Robert, Frank, are you guys in there? Nothing.
Make it. Nope. You go porta john to porta john.
Yeah.
They're all unoccupied.
Well, then I'm going to head over to where I saw the security guard as well.
Heading over to the security tent.
Yeah, that's 21? 21.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. Which is also where we have the other guys headed to.
So I've kind of circled the main tent
in
the process. Yeah, I'm heading over there.
No problem. So the security tent, and we can kind of have like a cinematic kind of almost split screen where you have the four of them heading towards the tent to report seeing Alice in their kind of still relatively sunny version of the carnival, and then you in your strange, darker or dystopian version of the carnival, also approaching the same tent with hardly any people around. It's a very unremarkable looking tent. There's a wooden sign hanging next to the entrance flap that reads security. In your version, Andy, it says security is a lie.
Is there anybody in the tent when I go up to it?
So you go up and swing the tent flap open.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone inside. There's a little lamp in the corner sitting on a wooden stool, but it's empty.
Shit. I'm going to go back outside and just stand there looking around with my hands on my hips. Where the fuck are those guys?
So as you turn around, you expect to turn around and see yourself standing, near the main tent with the food tents on your left.
Right.
Oh, sorry, no, 21. Yeah, sorry, the main tent in front of you. Food tents are off to the left. Yeah, and the freak show should be right in front of you, actually, too. But as you turn around, you're actually standing near the tiltoplane. What's it called? What was it called? The loopoplane. Sorry. And you can see the wheel of fate there, not turning. The carousel is turning. You want to see a couple of children on it. And you hear an announcement over the speakers around the place. Somebody says, "Ladies and gentlemen, attendants of the carnival, the witching hour approaches. Half off all drinks at By the Barrel, starting in 10 minutes.
Witching hour? It's almost midnight?
Almost 11.
It's 11?
You look at your watch.
Those fuckers
you have
better
a watch?
not just... I don't.
Okay.
Those assholes must have, I don't know, gone to the asylum. I think I'm starting to panic. So I think I'm just going to run towards the asylum.
Okay. You start running towards the asylum. Cool. Back over to Frank, James, Robert, and Jeff. You guys walk up to the security tent and also see the sign, just a security next to the flap. Does anybody open it?
Yeah, I'm going to open it.
You swing it open and you see the exact same thing. It's just an empty tent with a wooden stool in the corner and a little, probably gas lamp, almost like sitting on top of it.
No luck.
What time is it currently for us?
No sign of Andy. No sign of any police because it did the detective earlier tell you there was a deputy or something over there at the tent.
Yeah.
What time is it right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna check my watch that I won.
Yeah, you guys check your watch and it's 9:00.
Okay.
Man, where the heck did Andy go?
Oh, no, Andy.
Damn it! Where'd this cop go?
Didn't he?
Well-
Wasn't he like harassing everyone, handing out
Well,
posters or something?
He's
Frank?
handing out posters, so he's got to be around somewhere. So
Yeah, well, it looks
Maybe.
like the most popular place with the.
he'll probably be where there's big crowds.
So maybe the asylum.
That's true, or maybe Andy just said "fuck us" and went there himself.
No,
Maybe-
we can't have them one up us.
Or maybe what time is it? You said 9:00.
Yeah, it's 9.
Maybe
Yeah,
he went
about
to
9
one of the.
o'clock.
Maybe he went to the event at 9. Probably waiting for us to show up.
Oberon the Mystic? Well, I mean, we'll probably have to walk by Performers Row to get to the asylum anyways. There's no harm in checking it out.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
you go
we'll find
walking
the
around
cup.
that
And-
way past
keep
the main tent, walking around towards the performers row.
And keep an
Yeah.
eye on the cop as well. For the cop.
Mhm.
I need hard spot hidden rolls, not spot ridden holes.
No, I failed.
No,
I got
I
mine.
thought so.
I
Oh,
got
wait.
a 12 out of 50.
Can
That's a
I?
hard. that's a
almost-
hard-
Almost an extreme.
Okay, that's fine.
That's good. So who was it that made the success? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. That was Robert.
Robert.
Robert, you see Andy running past the performers row and heading towards the food tents.
Hey. I think I saw Andy. He's going towards the food and events and stuff.
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
is
if
he-
you can run after him, and even catch up to him, probably if you want to.
Okay, I'm going to do that then.
Robert, what do you see?
You say
Hey,
you saw
Andy. Yo, Andy, behind you.
Andy, give me a listen roll.
At 99, is that good?
No. Okay. So you're
That's
just
like
running
the
towards the
second
asylum.
99 that I ran.
Yeah.
Those are some Stewart numbers right there.
Yeah.
He's not responding to your voice, Robert. Are you guys following Robert as he runs off
Yeah.
after him
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
food row?
Mhm.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for the cop I am as well, because
Andy, what's your move?
Oh, my move rate?
Your movement. Your movement rate.
It's 8.
8. What's yours, Robert?
7.
7. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you run all the way to the asylum, Andy, with them in tow behind you, essentially. Although the only one of them that sees you at the moment is Robert. None of the others do. What do you do when you get to the asylum? You just see. Oh, I'll describe what you see. Sorry.
I'm going to stop and start
Okay.
looking around to see if I see the guys.
The asylum is a 2-story facade painted to look like the front of a large institutional brick building. 2 rows of 6 windows are backlit to look as if covered with ragged shades, several with disturbing silhouettes of inmates clawing at the windows, doctors wielding alarming medical instruments, and others simply holding their heads and screaming. There's a short flight of wooden steps that lead up to a porch with a pair of double doors. And all you can see through the doors windows is darkness and flickering orange lights. The sounds of recorded screams can be heard from within, and across the entire top of the facade, the red neon light says the asylum, and a yellow neon below that says we're all mad here. There's a carny dressed as an orderly with an apron standing at the entrance to collect money, at the bottom of the stairs, sorry, to collect money. He's got a wicked grin on his face, Andy, that doesn't waver even for an instant as you approach. He's short and way too thin. Short, dark hair, probably late 20s. So as you kind of approach, he says, 50 cents each.
See, I don't want to go in, but I've lost my friends. Have you seen a guy dressed kind of like a fruity dude in white shirt and blue collar, and there's a guy dressed like a dog
And he starts laughing maniacally, like crazy laughing. That was a good one. Yeah, the dog, the guy dressed like a dog. And he just starts laughing like you can make a psychology roll.
Okay. Let's see how my psychology is.
And Robert's gonna come running up behind
crap,
you.
I passed that. I got a hard.
Okay, this guy is mad, insane,
Right.
Severely insane.
Yeah, I get it, dude. You're pretending to be mad, but you saw my friends then, yeah? Are they inside?
And Robert, you catch up with him. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to
He's unaware.
I'm gonna try to grab his shoulder and say, Andy.
Someone grabs you, Andy. You turn around and you see Robert and you see all your friends. And you guys see Robert run up on somebody at the entrance to the asylum. And you, of course, saw the asylum as I described, the facade, the 2 stories and the windows and everything. I hear all the recorded screaming and shit going on inside. You heard the maniacal laughter of the carny. And as Robert steps up and places his hand on some guy's shoulder who you don't recognize at the moment, everything kind of gets darker around you. And you almost feel like you see everything age before you. Like all the wood just seems to get older and everything it looks a little bit extra decayed, if you will, right? Worn. And then Robert swings Andy around and you see Andy there.
Jesus Christ. Assholes, where
were you? I saw you run off. You didn't even hear me. I yelled for you.
Yeah, you shut the door on us, man.
The carny laughing. 50 cents each.
The
no
door,
freebies.
The door closed and I tried to get it open and then I ran around and I talked to the carny.
You weren't there. You were gone. You literally shut the door on us and we had to open it. You weren't there.
So we went inside looking for you.
Also, we saw the little girl, the missing girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And the carny's just laughing away. He says, "There's no girl. You made her up."
Also,
dude, shut up.
Ian, on this walk, did I see the cop on this? Because I was keeping an eye out for the cop all the way.
You've not seen the cop. No, not at all. And now as you guys are looking around, you guys are now in the same carnival, basically, that Andy was in. Everything's dark. The sky, there's no more stars in the sky at all.
You guys totally freaked me out.
Jeff,
there's barely anybody around. The only person you see, in fact, down here is the other carny.
Should be around 9. I checked my watch again.
No,
he says the witching hour's on. You better hurry up if you want to get some drinks before the grand finale. You don't want to miss it.
What are you talking about? It's 9, you crazy asshole.
Jeff,
what the hell?
What does your watch say?
It's what does my watch say? I look at my watch.
Oh, you guys got plenty of time for a run through here, though. If you're not feeling thirsty, 50 cents each.
What does my watch say?
11 o'clock.
How have we lost?
That's worth a sanity check.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I take a sanity?
I mean, 5 hours
since that sanity
arrived.
Check
I failed.
I did pass.
9 out of 51.
I failed. I got 6
or 50.
Anybody who passed loses 1.
Okay, so now I'm exactly at my threshold.
Anybody who failed loses 2.
I'm also exactly on my threshold.
Well, that's indefinitely underlying insanity. So, you're gonna have bouts of madness. Give me D4 rolls.
Cool.
Sorry, totally dropped my pencil.
3.
I love it. Okay, love it. That's DM's choice, isn't it? 3? Oh wait, maybe not. Yeah. Oh no, it's Bots of Unreality. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Other tables. So, let's see here. You guys we roll based on what level you're on, right?
I'm lighting a spliff during all of this. This is stressful.
I'm gonna knock that fucking thing out of your face.
Give me a D12 roll, each of you.
D12.
Oh, fuck. D12.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever heard of a D12.
The ones that failed.
I know we always include them in our full length scenarios because we think 12 is underrated.
It's just the fails.
Yeah, just those who failed.
9.
Oh.
For the moment. Okay, so Frank, you suddenly become aware of the sky overhead. And then, like, whereas before you couldn't see the stars, you just saw a black sky. Now the sky like changes to a gray color, and you can see the stars, but they're all black. And you can sense the overwhelming scale and distance of space, and you stare at the night sky in awe until your bout of madness wears off.
What have I taken?
You don't have any skill in astronomy or astrology or anything like that, right? I'm sure you don't.
No.
Just double checking. If you did, there's another sanity check.
Oh, that's too bad. I do.
What about yourself? What did you roll on your D12?
I
Was it,
rolled a 4.
That's James, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add another point here too. Okay, a 4. So you, your sense of taste is attacked. What was the last thing you ate or drank? Beer, right?
It was that PBR.
Yeah. Your whole mouth now feels like sour and rotten. And you kind of have the taste of bile in your throat. Give me a con check. I need a hard success, or else you're gonna vomit.
I don't think I'm no, that's not a fail. That's not a pass even. So
Okay, yeah, you start vomiting as Frank stares up at the sky. And let me see here. Who didn't fail then? That was Jeff. Jeff, you're not underlying insane yet, right? You haven't hit your threshold.
Yeah, I'm at 3 more.
Robert, you are, and so
Yep.
is Andy. Oh, and we need permanent or underlying insanities, I guess, for Frank and James. So think about those for a moment. So Andy, you too are now staring up the sky and looking at the stars. Well, the black unstars or whatever the hell you want to call them.
And I do have astronomy.
I know. It's going to be fun.
I'm sorry, astrology.
Yeah. So give me another sanity check because you realize that the stars don't line up and this isn't the night. This isn't the proper sky.
I'm sorry, what am I rolling?
Even aside from the colors being off. A sanity. Fail?
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, unless I roll under 21, I'm always going to fail at this.
You're going to lose 22 points of sanity
Oh,
as you realize you're looking at the Milky Way, right? You can see the right stars, but you're looking at them as if from another planet.
I'm below 0 then.
You're below 0? Oh, shit.
It's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Well, 22. I only had 21.
Interesting.
Has this happened?
I've never had this happen before the finale.
Oh, God.
I had 22. That's all.
I'm going to go make out with the crazy guy on the porch.
No, actually, there's something else that happens because of where you are, which I'll tell you here in a second.
Start laughing in unison with the other guy.
I'm puking right now.
I'm staring up at the sky.
You guys are all crazy.
I'm a sky watcher.
Probably
the last
tasting
sane
your
one.
puke.
Here we go, descent.
Puke.
All right. So, yeah, you are staring up at the sky, Andy, and for a moment, as you're identifying, like I said, the sky is gray and the stars are black, but as you're kind of figuring out the locations, thinking realizing you recognize certain formations, and you're looking at the same galaxy, but from a different star system, for a different planet. And when you you don't know how long you stare at the stars, but when you look around, you find yourself in a very dark, dreary lake shore. And you can see there are 2 moons in the sky. And you can see a distant, black city, huge, like nothing in the middle of Massachusetts. You know what I mean? This is from the look of it, you imagine this would dwarf New York City. And yeah, you are essentially kind of out of the scenario at this point. But we could
I'm ballet
potentially bring in
dancing.
we could potentially bring in another character at a later point. But let's jump to the others. So you guys, who didn't freak out here? Then that would have been James and Jeff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Robert
passed,
and
but
Jeff.
I
Robert
still.
and Jeff.
Yeah.
Right, Robert and Jeff. You guys are the ones who aren't freaking out. So you guys literally, though, might freak out now as you look and you see Andy looking up at the sky now, and like Frank is mesmerized by it, and it was James was the one puking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, James is vomiting. Robert and Jeff, you look at Andy, and Andy just like kind of blinks at like, like a light would blink, right? Like a strobe effect. He kind of blinks and then disappears. So that'd be a sanity check.
Oh, and that's going to be another bout of madness for me.
Mm-hmm.
10. I succeed.
Okay, you lose a point.
I'm assuming I don't have because I'm still looking up. At
Nope,
this
you're not looking. This is
I
just
passed.
Would I have to roll
pass, so
sanity
you
too,
lose
or-
one.
Yep, bout of madness.
You guys are acting pretty zoinked.
No, it was just for Jeff and who was it? Jeff and Robert, right? Because Andy
yeah.
disappeared. Frank and James are preoccupied.
89.
Oh, I didn't see it because I was puking.
Failed.
No, Jeff. James is safe.
Okay.
This was just Jeff and Robert. I apologize.
Okay.
I failed on that
I
one.
really need to keep my camera view up, but I'm too busy looking at different PDFs and shit. So you passed, you said, or
Yeah.
I failed.
you failed, Robert? Oh, that was the sanity check, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So you lose 2 points.
Okay.
Are you mad? Yeah, you're mad. You've got the bug.
Yeah, I am.
So give me a D4.
Okay. 2.
And a D10.
8.
8. You are going to suddenly be unable to move entirely. You're paralyzed. This will last for like a minute or something, you know what I mean? But for the moment, like after seeing him just vanish, you're just frozen in place. You can't believe what you just saw. Like it's like a magic trick, like a stage trick, except this is your friend. Andy's not a stage magician.
He is now.
And
Just
Jeff, you were okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you lost a point of sanity. You're freaked out, but like, what the hell?
Good.
What's going
Good
on?
guys. What's going on? I take a couple steps back. I'm looking at everyone.
Where's Andy?
All right. I don't know where Andy went, but like cut this bullshit out. Like,
And as you're having this discussion, you notice there are carnies present now, and that they're actually closing up and breaking down parts of the asylum.
well, we got to get out of here.
Wait, who had the keys?
You see the crazy
got the
carny
keys.
still there in the orderly outfit. He says, "Hey, you don't want to miss the grand finale. You still got time to get some seats, I'm sure."
I need a drink. Ian,
well, you
for
might be able to get some drinks on the way there, but they might be closed already. It's 11:30.
We've been talking for 30 minutes.
No, I don't think so. But you look at your watch; it's 11:30.
I was suggesting, Ian, that my underlying insanity, because I'm indefinitely insane at this point, would everybody's been getting phobias, or
I reckon it should be
phobias.
something somehow related to what caused your break. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe that I could get a mania to my dipsomania, to just think like drinking just to try and calm the nerves.
Perfect. So you're gonna head straight to by the barrel.
Yeah.
What's your luck?
It is 60.
Okay, grand. Yeah. You get there just before the closing up. Everything's half off.
I need one as well. I mean, I need a phobia or a mania. I don't know mine is.
I'm just gonna follow the group.
Stars.
What was it? Because your insanity was the stars, right? It was the final thing that
Stars,
broke you. So maybe you have some kind of a fear of the void.
Yeah.
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 Fear of space, as it were, right?
Yes.
Like looking up at an open sky might make you paranoid, because you're afraid that you'd be sucked into it or something, but
So
that's cool.
I'm
So you
gonna
guys
realize that
Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Robert, he's paralyzed. Like as I was moving
Yeah,
towards
he'll snap out of
James.
it after a minute. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna like shake him a little.
he'll snap
Come on,
out of it when you
come on,
shake him.
let's keep up with the group. We don't want to be alone.
Okay.
It's freaky, man.
What the fuck?
Did Andy just disappear?
I don't know where he went, but let's keep each other close.
I pick up my lighter and my unlit spliff that Andy knocked out of my hand before he disappeared and before all that shit just kicked off. And now I'm going to light it again.
Do I still have my car keys? The van keys?
Yeah, totally. Yep.
I think we should just get out of here.
We can't. Actually, I don't know.
So as you're in the line at the bar by the barrel getting your drinks, all the other food places are closing up and breaking down. And you can see the crowds of people. And again, now you see more people again. And things aren't quite as dark as they were earlier when you first found Andy. For some reason, things feel a little bit less heavy. Although your friend is still missing. You don't know where he is. If he's doing some kind of prank or what the hell's going on, whatever your individual characters believe. And you can hear the carnival barker shouting for people to take their seats in the main tent. The main event will be getting underway shortly.
I've got a great idea, gang. Like, since this is like the biggest event, maybe there's going to be security inside. So maybe we can find them inside the show.
And maybe
that's a great idea, Jeff.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Agree. Also, this week just doesn't taste right. I
don't know. Andy's been like acting weird. He keeps disappearing on us. I mean, I don't know if he just made a slip for it. I don't know.
Well, we should definitely report it to security.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and if we could see that cop, that would be useful.
I mean, security wasn't at the booth, so they're probably at this big event, the witching hour.
Well, yeah, true. If you got a big event and lots of people, then
the witching hour, of course, is very popular. It's 50% off all alcoholic drinks. And
what do we get? I just don't understand how we've lost so much time.
I don't know. I don't know what's come over us, but
maybe we can. It must be in that punch, maybe.
If only we could turn back time.
So you guys want to walk into the main tent?
Yeah.
Once I've grabbed a few drinks and I'm just.
Yeah, of course. I figure you got your hands full.
Yeah, as much as I could have gotten is what I'm.
You probably got like 3 beers under this kind of arm and then 1 in this hand
and just drinking it.
I flicked away my spliff because it didn't taste right. So.
Right. Wow, you're really not feeling well. So as you enter the main tent, the patrons are mostly already in their seats in the preparation to watch the show, which is just about to begin. And you kind of come in and pass between these 2 stacks of bleacher seats. The only seats that are actually available are in the front row next to a handful of elderly folks who weren't up to climbing the steps. And you can see that the southeastern half of the tent where you're on is lined with these seats. The other half is concealed behind a low wooden stage with a high, dark gray curtain, leaving a narrow bit of stage facing the audience. A row of old-fashioned limelights along the bottom front of the stage bathe it in brilliant white radiance. Standing stage left and right are 2 carnies dressed in loose-fitting dark gray clothes that make them look almost invisible in the shadows. Looking up, things will become a little problematic for Robert, I'm afraid, because several weird papier-mâché monsters hang from the ceiling by thin wires, each of them nearly 8 feet long with vaguely humanoid bodies but distinctly insectoid features, including a large thorax and 2 pairs of translucent membranous wings. They appear to be painted dark gray on the top and lighter gray on the bottom, their eyeless heads hanging towards the audience.
Did we do a sanity roll on that?
Yeah, give me a sanity roll to see if you're going to suffer the the effects of your phobia.
Yeah, I made it 90.
Okay, so you're at a penalty die to all actions for the meantime.
Okay.
But you can still, it doesn't mean you can't act. It just means things are harder for you. And the show begins as you guys are standing here. Do you want to take the seats, or do you want to look around? I mean, if you're looking around at the crowd, it's kind of hard to see too deeply into the crowd without navigating it. But you don't see any sign of the cops. You don't see any signs of any security aside from the two carnies standing near the stage.
Where the fuck is the security?
Maybe Andy's up there.
A bald, middle-aged man wearing a Victorian-era suit walks out on stage with a wide smile. You recognize him from earlier, the freak show Barker. His arms are open wide in greeting, and the lights casting a tall shadow on the curtain behind him. He has very angular features. He speaks dramatically. Now his accent is strongly Eastern European, which I can't do either, but whatever. He says, "Welcome, my friends, to the Carnival Pandemonium." And the audience cheers as he holds his arms wide, waiting for them to settle down. Feel free to interject anytime if you wish. Otherwise,
I think I'm gonna just go up to the front row and sit down. Probably look
next
for
to the
Andy.
old folks.
Yeah,
looking around for Andy. Yep, no problem. He's
I'm
not here.
I'm staying stood up. I'm not sitting down.
I'm probably gonna be kind of in the middle row, between where I can kind of get a pretty good lookout above and below the crowd.
Okay. So the audience, eventually kind of settles down after about 30 seconds, and he inclines his head slightly and says, "We have now come to our final offering. And so without any ado whatsoever, it is my supreme honor to introduce the immortal Lady Sari." And the audience immediately begins to applaud. The lights dim, leaving only a single pool of illumination in the middle of the tent. A figure steps out of the darkness behind the curtain, clad in a flowing yellow cloak, its tattered trailing edge sweeping across the wooden planks beneath them. The garment is wrapped carefully about her, revealing almost nothing. She moves with the grace of a trained dancer and comes to a stop in the center of the stage. After a dramatic pause, she raises her head to face the crowd, and there's an audible gasp. She's wearing a featureless bone-white mask, its porcelain surface smooth, but for a pair of black eye holes. Her voice carries throughout the tent as if electrically amplified when she speaks, though you see no sign of a microphone or wire. Her voice is silky, sultry, rich, and resonant. Unlike my own, I apologize, but you can imagine. And she crafts each word with the utmost care as a master painter lays down pigment on a canvas. She begins. Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is lost Carcosa. Songs that the Hyades shall sing, where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead, die though unsung as tears unshed, shall dry and die in lost Carcosa. And you can feel her words in your flesh and bones as if they've emerged from within your own body. You fancy for a moment that other voices were echoing in the distance in another language, but you can't be sure. One alabaster hand emerges from beneath her cloak and moves lasciviously up her body, coming to the rest on the chin of the mask. I need power checks from all of you as this poem kind of echoes behind, and fades.
Did I get a difficulty die with it too?
Let me think. No.
No. Okay.
No.
I got a hard.
I
Hard
also
success?
exactly got a hard.
Nice.
I got a D6 out of 65, so I got a regular.
Yes, I got a hard. I got 3 fucking zeros.
Oh,
You got 0, 0.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you fail the power check. Those who passed continue to hear the echo even after it should have completely stopped. Sounds like it's coming from every direction and possibly somewhere outside the tent. You guys need to make sanity checks. Frank doesn't because he didn't catch on to the echo.
I mean, that's a fail.
Weed, bro. It's all about the weed.
That's a fail.
I got an
It's not
18 out of 48.
Okay.
My
Pass. Anybody who passed loses 4. Anybody who failed loses 8.
Yeah, I'm past indefinite.
That's for Jeff now. This is your first bout of madness, right, Jeff? Give me a D4.
4.
4. Oh, give me 2 D10s. Separate rolls, please. Not
3 and 6.
combined. 3 and 6. All right. You begin to notice people looking at you.
Oh God!
And you feel kind of paranoid. And you're looking around, and nobody's looking at this woman. Why are they not looking at this thing on the stage? Everybody's looking at you, and then you faint, falling unconscious for a little bit. Did anybody else have a?
I was already in my threshold, and I just lost 8 points of sandy. So
give me a D4.
You may give you a D4 as well for even passing.
Yep. Anybody who's going to bout of madness is going to roll D4. You got a 4 as well, so you can give me 2 D10s. Separate, not combined.
The first one is a 6, and the second one is a 7.
Beautiful. Wow, this is going to be incredible. So you close your eyes, begin shaking your head, trying desperately to shut out the sound. Hold your hands up to your ears, making you effectively blind and deaf, and you're simultaneously filled with rage, but you can't bring yourself to open your eyes or unblock your ears. But you're filled with rage, just raging in this spot. Anybody else about a madness?
I got 4.
Oh, give me two D10s.
All right. One's a 9 and one is a 7.
9 and a 7. All right. Do this way. So you end up fixating on this woman completely, trying to figure out like what's so enchanting about her. How is she so immortal and perfect and graceful and beautiful and charming, and like you're freaking out, and you go into a full-blown panic attack and begin hyperventilating. Your heart is palpitating. I need a constitution check, please.
Okay.
You're under the age of 40, so you get a bonus die.
Oh, cool.
You're still under the age of 40, right? Yeah, you aged 10 years. No, that was yeah.
Oh.
That was Robert. Yeah.
I got a 47 out of 50. I rolled 2 40s.
Oops. 47 out of 50. Okay, so a normal success. So you begin to experience nausea and weakness. So you vomit, and your strength temporarily drops to 1/5 of normal. That'll wear off. That'll wear off after 6 rounds. So like 36 seconds. All of your madnesses are going to wear off after about 36 seconds or whatever. That's everybody's bouts, right? I will continue. Now, the light changes hue almost imperceptibly, becoming a yellow stain on the stage. Some cunningly concealed smoke machines make it look as though a thin mist begins to form around Lady Sorry, as if emanating from her very self. And the audience is held in thrall for a few beats longer by her magnetic presence before she lets the mask fall to the stage, where it shatters like glass. She spreads her cloak to reveal her naked form beneath, and there's a deep drum beat from somewhere backstage. She begins to sing with a voice that seems impossible for human vocal cords. If it's a language, it doesn't sound like any you've ever heard before, consisting primarily of vowels that weave together in harmonies that shouldn't exist. Following a few muffled exclamations, the audience goes silent, so that only the drum and Lady Sari's sonorous voice can be heard. After a few seconds, everyone is utterly enthralled by her song, simultaneously haunting and comforting, causing many of the audience members to tear up nearby you. And as she sings, her face lifts upward towards the sky. Now, you recognize this woman. You saw, well, not all of you, I don't think. Not every. Oh yeah, you did all go into the fortune telling, right? Yeah. So you all you saw her before. Do you remember when things got really weird in the fortune teller's tent and that woman walked up to you and like kind of scoffed at you, right? That's the same woman, Lady Sari. Now, let me see here. Bouts of madness status. Frank, you're not mad at the moment, right? No.
Okay.
Jeff, let's see. Jeff, were you in a bout of madness?
Yeah, I was past. I fainted.
You fainted. Okay, so you fainted. That's good. Robert, you vomited, right? And were
Fixated on her.
And fixated on her. So you look up at the sky as she does. And James, you were holding
blind,
hands
deaf,
over your
and
ears,
really angry.
closed your eyes and really angry. And that's going to work to your advantage. So Robert is the only one who looks up at the sky as she looks up at the sky. And to your horror, Robert, the roof of the tent is not there. All the bugs, the bug-like things hanging from it, that's probably a relief. At least you don't see those bug-like things hanging from the sky, from the tent, because the tent's not there. The sky is laid bare before you, if you can call it the sky, because it's turned completely dusty gray, provides absolutely no illumination. And the stars are inky, dark points of unlight, each ringed by a slender, pale corona or halo, the color of dead grass. So you're going to need to make a sanity check, Robert. I'm sure you got a lot of that left, right?
I got 44 altogether.
I'm down to
What'd you
40.
start with?
I started with 65, but I rolled a 93, so I definitely didn't pass.
Lovely. You will lose.
The year I was born.
That could have been a lot worse. You're going to lose 6 sanity.
D100.
Right.
And you're about a madness. I don't have to roll for this. You're just transfixed. You can't help but stare up at this weird alien sky. Anybody else who's not looking at the sky that might look around at the others in the area, you'll see them all in frozen expressions of naked awe as they stare at the sky as well. Aside from, yourselves who aren't looking at the sky, but Robert definitely is. Do you look up to see what the fuss is about, Frank? Jeff, James?
I won't, because
Jeff, once you wake up, I should say. Once you wake up, you should stay. It was only 30 seconds. You passed out.
Frank won't, because obviously he's terrified of.
Okay.
So he's not.
James, you pull your hands away from your ears and look around. You just see everybody in the audience seems to be looking up, except for like you, Frank, and Jeff, who's just waking up.
I'm probably gonna just like curl up.
I'm looking down.
You look down. Robert, you're looking up, so you get a good view as all of a sudden the singing mingles with a kind of a dissonant buzzing, which sets you at ease and raises the hair on the back of your necks. Dark shapes begin diving out of this loathsome sky at the audience and begin randomly snatching individual audience members and dragging them up into the air. To your horror, you realize these are living versions of the paper mache monsters that you saw overhead when you first came in, but these are real and they're alive. Give me a sanity roll.
If I hear buzzing and screaming, I'm probably going to see what it is.
A small boy is grabbed by the head and yanked away from his mother, who stares transfixed into the sky. An elderly woman right next to you is jerked out of her seat, leaving nothing but a shoe and a spilled bag of popcorn behind.
What the fuck?
How did you do, Robert, on your sanity roll?
A 99.
A 99? Whew, you're going to get a penalty die on all rolls, for sure. And you're also going to lose 6 sanity points.
Okay.
Another bout of madness.
And you are going to have to make a roll of a sort here. Let me double check this. Yeah, a power check.
Okay. I failed the power check. I got a 76 out of 65.
Okay, let me double check each. Make a power check. They're looking up. Okay, got it. Right. So you are still kind of transfixed just by these things. Like you're in fear, of course. I'm sure your face is just a visage of terror, since you have a bug phobia, and they're now just swooping down and scooping audience members up into the air like they're nothing. Nobody's screaming, surprisingly. You probably would like to. Maybe you can if you want to. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to scream.
Okay, so you're the only one screaming at the moment. And the grim culling continues as the curtains, as the curtains part in the middle on the stage to reveal a kind of throne. It's a simple design with a curved top and inlaid geometric borders of yellow and crimson. On the throne's back is a twisted Triskelion design of dull yellow metal that looks nothing like gold. Its murky surface is pockmarked with countless tiny holes, giving it a diseased appearance. It's as if it had once been infested with termites in the past. That's going to require a sanity check for anybody who actually is looking at the stage.
I'd
I'll
be
take
able
a
to
peek.
see
Frank is. James
I'd be able to
is,
see the stage.
Yep.
Robert, you're still kind of transfixed by the bug, so you might actually be okay with this.
I was a
did
success.
pass.
I passed as well.
Okay. How about Jeff? You're not looking, right?
I
You're on the
passed.
ground. Oh, you passed.
Yeah,
You
I
did
took a
look.
peek.
Okay. Cool. So you all passed. So you all lose 4 sanity.
And then what's
Oh,
about a
man.
madness?
You don't worry. This is the end.
Oh, okay.
Everything is madness at this point, I think.
Okay.
You can't get any deeper into the optional rules of Pandemonium at this point. So, yeah. If you, by all means, though, if you want to do anything crazy, I fully encourage you to interject at any point in time. So, and you might want to note on your character sheets now that you're all carrying those of you who looked at it. So I guess Robert's safe at the moment because he's transfixed by the bugs. The other 3 of you are all infected with the yellow sign plague, yellow sign curse, whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
Can I run
Lady,
screaming
sorry.
out of this place?
You sure can. Yeah, you turn,
Yeah.
start running, screaming. Give me a power check.
Okay.
As you see
that is a success.
an old man yanked up into the sky, not 10 feet away from you by these flying bug-like creatures. You got a success or
Yeah, I got a pass.
you got a pass? Okay. One of these creatures swoops down at you as well. Let me see here. I guess, yeah, I'll make an attack roll. Oh, wow. It swoops down and grabs you. You run screaming. You get down. You might even knock somebody over in the process of getting to the aisle, and you start running towards the back of the tent. Not even realizing that the tent has no roof at this point. The sky's open above you. One of these creatures swoops down and grabs you and starts lifting you up into the air, probably screaming.
Hearing him screaming and like hearing it raise, that's going to cause me to look. Probably also end up looking up.
If you want to break free, it's an opposed strength check.
Okay.
I didn't roll great.
I'm gonna
Success.
spend 10. I'm gonna spend 12 for a pass.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you managed to break free from the thing and you fall and crash to the ground, taking 4 points of damage.
I'm scrambling.
Yeah. And you get up and continue running towards the back of the tent. What is Frank doing? Anything in
Frank
particular?
stood there a minute. He's kind of contemplating, like, all this going on. He's getting angry. He's not on his weed anymore. There's a bitch on the stage.
Robert, your bout of madness is past.
Okay.
You can act with your free will now.
Yeah, I'm done with this place. I'm gonna run out screaming.
You start running after Jeff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run out screaming.
You actually see Jeff drop to the ground as one of those creatures must have grabbed him and picked him up and dropped him right like 10 feet in front of you. And he just hits the ground, gets back up, and just starts running. And you're right behind him. James, what are you doing?
Well, if I heard Jeff scream and the like, I would probably like turn my head.
Yeah, you see Jeff and Robert booking it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start booking it too.
Okay. Give me power checks. I need one from you and one from Robert.
07. So that's an extreme.
Nice.
92.
Yeah, you get scooped up into
fail.
the sky by a Bayaki.
Oh, that's bizarre.
So do you, Robert.
Okay. Yeah, I failed.
You both get snatched and dragged up screaming into the sky. Probably Robert especially since he's afraid of bugs. And Frank, you're still looking at the stage, yeah?
Is there anything I can?
Good.
Is there anything I can pick up as like a weapon of sorts?
There's an old lady's shoe.
There's a chair, probably.
There's no chairs. No,
it's all.
Okay.
They're
Bucket.
what do you call those? Bleachers.
I'm gonna pick up the shoe. I'm gonna pick up the old woman's shoe.
Lady Sari turns to face the throne, her song transitioning into a husky chant, and something about the throne changes. At first, it looks as if the surface begins to move, but you soon realize that actually what's happening is that countless tiny maggot-like worms are writhing and spilling out of all the pinholes in the throne, and they're forming in a mound on the seat.
I'm throwing the shoe at Lady Asari, which isn't going to
Okay, give me a
go
throw
well.
roll.
But I'm angry, and 11 out of 40 on my throw. That's just a
Nice.
hard. I could
give me
spend a look to make it an extreme,
You
which
throw
I
the
will do.
Yeah, go for it. Make it extreme.
Yeah.
So you hit her with the shoe, and her song is transitioned now into a husky chant. And you hit her with the shoe. She continues to push on, but you see those two carnies now start moving in towards you. They'll be on you in 2 rounds. The worms begin taking the shape of a seated figure. And Lady Sari reaches down and picks up her tattered, jaundiced garment and drapes it over this figure as it continues to form into a human-like shape. Its head twitches suddenly, and the Yellow King's face turns directly towards you, Frank. Give me a sanity check, please.
That's fair enough.
Are you mad, right?
That's
No,
a
you're not
fail.
mad. You're the one who hasn't gone mad yet.
No, I
It's a
did
fail?
go mad. I did get mad with the stars. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So you have a penalty die to all that too. Did you? do it
I
again?
failed.
You can't fumble, right?
I got a 98. So
Okay, so you didn't. Oh, is that a
No.
fumble? Is that a fumble? Is your sanity below 50?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You lose 30 points of sanity.
30, you said 30, yeah? Or
30. 30.
Okay.
30.
Okay, cool.
As a young girl dressed in a pale flaxen dress walks out on stage, you recognize Alice immediately. She appears stuporous and unaffected by all the chaos around her. Remember, the Bayaki are still calling audience members. Like nearly half of the audience is gone by now. Lady Sari steps back, allowing Alice to kneel before the Yellow King. Now, let me see who got scooped up. That was Robert and James, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys want to make opposed rolls to try to get out of the grip?
Yeah, I got a difficulty die
Yeah.
because this phobia thing going on, right?
Oh yeah, you definitely have
nine-
ability die.
I got a 95 and my strength is 50, so nope.
Okay, you're getting
No.
carried away. You're both getting carried away. All right.
To oblivion.
They
Don't
flew
worry,
away.
you're not on Earth anymore.
Cool.
Oh God.
So Frank, you're just you just lost 30 points of sanity, but do you
Yeah,
want
I've
to do anything as Alice
barely
kneels
got
before the
any.
Yellow King on stage?
At this rate, I'm practically on the verge of my brain going boom. So I'm just
So now
running.
standing naked behind the girl, Lady Sari raises a dagger. It looks like black glass high over her head.
I'm running.
Her singing reaches a crescendo a few seconds later, and after
I'm
a
gonna
heartbeat
try
of utter
tackle.
silence. Oh, you're gonna try to run out and tackle her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sorry.
Perfect. So you're gonna run out. You got to push through a few audience members and pass these two carnies that were coming directly towards
Yeah.
you. So give me. Do you have any athletics? We want to call it a dexterity check. Call it
Yeah, I can do
dexterity,
that. Yeah, I can do that.
Go for it. I rolled so bad.
Okay. I got a regular, so I can spend a luck because I have luck. But I
You got a regular
just got-
success.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's enough. I got to fail for the opposed roll. So yeah, you duck around, you push past the carnies, and they kind of stumble and bump into each other and fall over, go almost clown-like. As you rush up onto the stage, as Lady Sari, her song has reached a crescendo, and the blade begins to come down. Give me a move to tackle. Let's call that a brawl check.
Oh, my one good skill.
It's undefended because she doesn't see it coming. You're getting her from behind.
I have 70. I got a 10, which is an extreme.
You tackle her to the ground, and she actually drops the dagger and everything as her song is interrupted. And the Yellow King looks at the two of you rolling on the ground, you and this naked woman. And he almost instantly just drops away, just empty yellow robes, maggots writhing on the stage, like wither into cracks and disappear from sight.
I'm just batshit crazy at this point.
Abayaki swoops down out of the sky and grabs Lady Sari and carries her up into the sky, screaming. And the roof of the tent slams shut. It's present again all of a sudden with a cacophonous boom that echoes for several seconds. The limelights fade out, leaving the audience in utter darkness. At this point, Jeff, you're still running towards the parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear the boom though, and probably startled by it. Did you look at the sky earlier? Did you see the gray sky and the black stars? Or
I did not look up at it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. So yeah, you wouldn't necessarily notice that, but you definitely hear the boom and feel a change in pressure, if you will. Some unknown time later, you find yourselves waking up, in your case, in the main tent, Frank, on stage. In your case, Jeff, you're in the like frost-covered kind of grass in the clearing, surrounded by dozens of other patrons. In your case, you're in the main tent, surrounded by dozens of other patrons, Frank.
Yeah.
I apologize. You're not in the main tent. You're in the main clearing. The tent is gone. In fact, the entire carnival is gone. Like, you're just in the grass, Jeff, and you're just in the clearing where the main tent was set up, Frank. And there's dozens of other carnival goers all around you. They all seem kind of confused, like they don't know what's going on. About 20 feet away from you, Jeff, there's a group of 9. Oh no, sorry, not from you. Sorry, about 20 feet away from you on stage,
Yeah.
Frank.
I'm laughing maniacally because
a
I'm
group
on
of
3
9
sanity.
standing stones set in a V shape in this clearing. Several of them are cracked and broken. Apart from these strange monoliths, the odd bit of trash or discarded carnival toy is all that remains of this carnival of madness.
Meanwhile, I'm laughing.
You're laughing. Yeah.
I'm on 3 sanity, so I've
Ooh.
yeah.
Stunned people around you are staggering to their feet as if they've been sleepwalking.
I'm just like this.
Occasional half-hearted call of someone looking for a friend or loved one can be heard. They all seem extremely disoriented, and the survivors begin wandering towards the path back to the parking lot that you can see now clearly through the trees, since you don't have all the carnival stuff in the way. It's about 5:30 in the morning if anybody checks their watch. So Robert and James, unfortunately, you guys were carried away to Carcosa. Andy arrived there well ahead of you. He's been walking along the shore of the lake for quite a while at this point.
Andy.
Several hours at least. You can return to your vehicle and leave without issue. See who are survivors? Frank
Jeff.
and
Frank
Jeff.
doesn't.
Jeff.
Frank.
Survivor.
Frank is
Frank
walking
and
off.
Jeff.
Frank's
Did either one
gonna
of you
walk
see the yellow
away.
sign? You definitely did.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
So you're carrying the yellow sign plague to wherever you're headed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
walk off. I just walk. I keep walking. I'm walking. I don't even acknowledge Jeff. I just keep walking. Maybe away from where Jeff was. So
Okay.
No,
So
I
you
I'm
don't go to the
just
vehicle.
stunned.
no,
Okay.
I just walk.
Jeff, you've still got the vehicle keys. Like probably in your hand, right? Because you were running for the car.
All right.
Yeah.
I
You look
at these
around.
pillars.
You don't see any sign of Andy, Robert, or James. They're not here.
What are these pillars?
Some kind of old standing stone, some kind of weird monolithic. Like,
Do I see the sign on any of them?
as a matter of fact, you do see one painted on the side of one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna get into the mystery machine and just smash into it. I don't care what happens to myself.
Okay. You just smash your van into it like full speed.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm still in the van.
Yeah, you end up taking about 16 points of damage
Oh, yeah.
as you
Yep.
destroy your van and knock over the stone, breaking it. What's your luck?
My luck is 40.
Unfortunately, you did not damage the yellow sign. You just knocked over the stone and totaled your van and killed yourself.
Yes.
And Frank is left wandering off.
In my
so that-
Scooby-Doo outfit. Just
I knew it was going to get dark, but geez, usually it's dark when people fail to stop the ritual. But you guys stopped the ritual and still managed to get a really dark ending.
Hey, and Ian, I survived.
Oh yeah, that's a first, isn't it? At least for me. So that's it. There you go. That's the conclusion.
Now
Robert,
you're
I don't
Robert,
accelerate. It kind of accelerated quite a bit towards the end, but that's because Andy descended so fast down the levels of pandemonium, which is kind of like an unreality. It's think of like parallel universes, parallel dimensions and stuff, right? He ended up on a much lower level than you were on, which is why you ended up basically in two different realities.
Robert
And that
and I ended
caused-
up getting an apartment together in Carcosa on the
Right. Yeah.
Upper
there you
East
go.
Side.
I live down the street.
James comes to visit every now and then.
Sometimes we have tea with Hastor.
We're on
But yeah,
we're on floor 17 and a half.
That's Carnival of Madness. It is available now on Miskatonic Repository.
I like that scenario.
It has released since our last session. So if anybody enjoyed this, please feel free to check us out. If you don't want to spend $12 on Carnival Madness, we got a couple of books out now that are only like $3. I have 2 adventures each in them. So hope you guys
And-
had fun playing. And I'll stick around if anybody wants to have an after game kind of spoiler talk. Totally down.
Definitely.
Well, the thing that I noticed and I wrote you about was when I looked at the map, I realized
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know right
yellow
away.
Sign.
You're the
whole
first
shape
person
of
to
it.
ever cop that from the isometric map. Let me
That
show
was
you the
weird.
top-down
It
map. I'll
was-
put that in the handouts. but-
It was weird too the way I did it because I was sitting here and thinking, "Oh, I've been to the Ren Fair. This is kind of laid out like the Ren Fair, where you go in and you go like this." And I'm like,
I think this is the one.
If
All right,
Tom
well, I'm
hadn't
not-
pointed it out, it would have flown right
That's
over
not
my
the one.
head.
Yeah, definitely.
'Cause I'm not even. I know next to nothing about Hastur.
Yeah, you know what? Neither did I before we wrote this scenario.
I just know like the whole gist about the play
Nice.
and the yellow sign, but I had no
Nice.
idea what the sign looked like.
"You want to go ahead and we'll
We're-
finish it up, and then we can talk afterwards."
Yeah. I mean, I'm done. That was the ending. I think there's no real rewards. Did we write rewards into the scenario?
Don't
might
think it's
have,
gonna
actually.
matter
No.
for
Yeah,
considering.
we're
No.
insane. So
We did,
I-
but you know,
I'd
let's do it
probably
real quick.
just
Let's
go
just do it real
mad.
quick, just to say rewards. Where is that? That's going to be right
Maybe
here.
you're actually somewhat sane, Frank.
Technically, you know, one
Oh my-
person survived, Frank, and he does. Yeah, he does have the curse.
Do I?
Oh yes, outcomes. Did I not write in rewards? Oh, we No, I guess we didn't write in rewards. Fuck your rewards.
The rewards are they get to eat soft food for the rest of their lives.
Here's what
in
I'll
the
do.
nut house.
You did save the girl, Frank. You stopped Lady Sari's plot to overthrow the world. Well, not to overthrow the world, but to permanently bridge Carcosa and Earth.
Shoo.
So I am going to give you 22 sanity points, right, for a reward, right? However, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. You did lose like all of your friends in the process, but
I might just start a cult. I feel that's the way Frank will go. He's into weed. He's just gonna start his own like
All the
weird cult.
All the members have to wear dog costumes.
Yeah, and
Summon a hound of Tindalos.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, he's
He's gonna
start
be
his
like
own
Claus
cult.
from like Umbrella Academy.
hey, on the
Yep.
bright side, Andy, you never have to sing that stupid theme song again.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Our players included Shem Sabin, Josh Harwood, Dakota Davis, Alex Sun, and myself, with Ian Christensen as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games and learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.